Jesus is in the room. What does he say to the disciples? This is the bread, which is my body. Then he says, this is my blood that's been shed for you. Drink ye all of it. It says, and when they had taken the cup, they drink it. And he says, do this as often as you can in remembrance of me. And they drink it. Jesus goes through 3.5 years of torture, suppression, denial, being stoned out of the church, being disputed, but he's healing. I can't hear nobody. He is kicked out, disputed. Don't nobody like this man. And he's healing people. Can't hear nobody. Jesus is preaching, and they laughing him out the building. He is walking on water, and they telling him, you gonna drown. He's like setting people free, and they coming back to imprison him. He's healing people. The entire ministry, doing signs, works, everything you can imagine, impossible, he makes possible. His body is flesh. He said, here's the body, eat that. But when it comes to the blood, he says, drink it. He said, I need you to remember the blood that is shed for you. But he spends his whole life giving away miracles, signs, works, and wonders. He said, forget about the body, but remember the blood. What does he say? That's it. That's what he says. He said, I need you to remember, if you put your trust in man, in the bread, it's going to fail you. So it says, it is written to the enemy, man should not live by bread alone, but every word that proceeds out the mouth of the Father. The mouth of the Father would tell them, make sacrifice unto God, that you may be found acceptable and pleasing in his sight. And the ultimate sacrifice was not the body. The sacrifice was not even complete if they didn't slit the throat and spill blood. He says, remember when you fall short, I'm the blood. Remember that when you come up late, short, imperfected, remember that he is the blood, the blood that's shed for you, the blood that sets you free, the blood that can deliver you. He says, I am the blood. Not that you have to be. No more sacrifices. When you come to a place to wanting to do a sacrifice, catch it now. When you get to the place where people make you feel like you have to make a sacrifice, remember the blood. Remember, I was broken so you can be whole. I would be tried and denied so they wouldn't play with you. I would be taken for granted so you'd never have to let anybody suppress you to a place of where they didn't appreciate you. Remember, I was broken so you can be blessed. Remember the blood. Remember the blood that I freely give to you. So when people try and charge you for love, remember the blood. I don't need you to cut yourself trying to help heal somebody else. Remember my blood. I don't need you to hurt you trying to help them. I'm doing that. Remember the blood. Then he says, do this. Folks try and make you forget the gift of God, the grace of God, the power of God. He said, please don't forget. Whenever they bring up my name, remember the blood heals, the blood replaces, the blood subject you to wonderful, not suppressive places. Remember the blood is what sets you free. Remember that I shed blood so you don't have to. Remember I died so you can live. Remember they beat me so that you would never have to be in a broken place again. Stay up. Did Jesus forget about the blood that he told them to remember? Did he come to a place of not wanting to give them the cup because God is omnipresent and can go back in time? But he's saying, where David sits at the table and says, he anoints my head with the oil that comes from the cup, even so much that when it goes back into my cup, it runs over. He said, let that cup pass from me. The cup that's anointed, that I don't have to face the enemy, let that pass from me. The cup that says that nobody in this life will be suppressed if I could just remove myself from this test. He said, let that pass from me. Let it pass that it's easy and I feel no pain. Let it pass that you envelop my spirit and I can be God even on the cross. Let that pass. Let everything that would make this easy for me, let the anointing pass away from me that I can feel it, and I know that it's real. It's real love, you have to feel it. It may not feel good, but you gotta feel it. It may put you in a bad place, but you gotta feel it. He said, I wanna feel it. Let the anointing that will help me be suppressive and that I wouldn't die in it. To believe that you are anointed not to die. Now you can, but you are anointed not to die. He said, the anointing is over my life. That when they would seek to hurt me, to harm me, that I would get away, let it pass from me. Prove it, preacher. When he comes back from praying, they asleep. The soldiers come. He believed in him, betrays him, kisses him on the cheek, turns him every time he would suppress himself and not say a word. He felt all of it. He says, remember the blood that I break me so that the devil can never break you. Remember the blood. Remember the blood that is shed allows you to walk in freedom. Walk in him. Glory of the grace of God that sets you free. There's nothing